Well, hey, thank you for taking the time to stop by this blab for a minute. We just want to talk a little bit about mentoring for free versus mentoring for a fee, and how people go about doing that. I'm Sid Reynolds. I'm actually a pastor and entrepreneur as well. Been doing entrepreneurship for a long, long, long time, and pastoring for 21 years. Same church, been there for 21 years, and planted other churches as well outside of our church, and have done that. So mentoring is a big part of what I do in my life. You know, the Bible talks about doing going out making disciples. That's what we do as Christians in our churches. We make disciples, and I begin to think about how people go about doing mentoring. Often folks are doing it for free. They don't. There's no fee involved. They just kind of mentor folks because they feel like they want to give back, and it's a good thing. Nothing wrong with that at all. And so, but what about the folks that mentor for free that really need a fee? They really need to get paid. They need to be compensated because they don't have as much time, and the time they have is valuable. And if they're, if you're treading out the corn, you got to be paid. A worker's worthy of their hire. The Bible does talk about that as well. And it's typically talking about preaching and teaching. But when it comes to mentoring, you're doing some teaching as well. You're giving some instruction. You're helping people to get to where they want to get to in life. And my thinking is simply this, that we want to provide a vehicle for people to be mentored, and also for folks to mentor other folks. And in doing so, they can get compensated. So I'm saying now, is that right? Is that wrong? I don't know. I think that it's a unique situation, something totally different. I imagine. If you look at my profile, you'll see that I've got Pay to Mentor as one of the projects I'm involved in, and I'm doing this solo because I want to just put together an audio audio video thing that I'll be able to send out to people as well. And I'll kind of explain a little bit about what we do in reference to helping people that are not your big time, mentors or coaches, but people that have something to say, because there are people that do have something to say that somebody else would benefit from. And I'll give you our exact situation. We find people who love Jesus. Certainly, that's people that are Christians, of course, that love Jesus, and we help them identify their personal story. We can help them identify their personal story by looking at their past situation, their present situation, and also identify where they're looking to hope to go, and then also inviting people to join them. Then we've helped them identify their story in a good way. So it's their pre-salvation. We call it pre-salvation, post-salvation, salvation rather than post-salvation, and then we move to the invitation. And that's a 4-step process we get involved in. And so beyond that, it's kind of a neat thing, because what we have done is the third thing is helping them to be mentored by somebody to help them do that, of course. And then, of course, they become mentors themselves and helping somebody identify their love for Jesus and also their story. And so that process happens over and over again. It's very, very similar to what people use in network marketing. They talk about using the product, recommending the product, and of course, sponsoring other people. And so in our case, we're just looking at people that love Jesus, which is basically using the product, okay? And then telling a story about it, which is recommending him to other people via their testimony, their story. And then thirdly, sponsoring other people to the project by basically mentoring them. So that's how we do it. And so what we're doing is we've got this project that we're doing now. And I said several people have gotten together with me now, have decided that, we have a responsibility to go into all the world and preach the gospel. The Bible talks about that. And so we're doing that. We have responsibility to express our love for Jesus. He loved us because he loves us. We love him because he first loved us. So we're doing that. We have responsibility, again, to certainly make disciples. And so we're going to do that as well. So guys, I just make mention of that because it's a simple campaign, really nothing complicated about it at all. If you want to see more video about it, you just go to Pay to Mentor, of course, and paytomentor.com. Look it up on Google or wherever you want to look it up and you'll find it. Or just go to paytomentor.com directly. It's I do a lot of private videos, by the way, too, just so people don't, because we have training and what have you that we do, that we assist people with and make a lot of information available to them on how to do it, because we're mixing this network marketing thing with the gospel. And it's kind of a different dynamic, and people don't quite understand all of that. But folks are being involved with us are being compensated, just like any other organization would compensate you. We utilize the platform of a company that offers websites, and they pay people to bring people to their websites and buy them, purchase them. And so we just put our message on their websites. They pay us to bring people that want to do the same thing we do, put our message on their website. And so everybody has their own personal testimony, personally on the website. And those that do that and consistently do, they pay every month to have a website. And then, of course, the people that introduced them to it get paid. And that happens through multiple levels, actually 5 different levels. And we can go as far as we want, as far as the number of people we want to mentor. We want to mentor 15 or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 100 people. It's kind of hard to do that, by the way. But if you chose to get that engaged, you could really do something real special with it. So we've got folks, again, that have just come along with just having their website just by itself and doing nothing else. And then we got people that decide that, you know what, I'm going to get active with this thing. And I want to really begin to get people that love Jesus and share their, and help them craft their testimony to be able to share it online. And when they do it, they are going to be compensated month after month after month after month, because those individuals have gotten their websites up and going. So that's a really unique thing that's happening right now. It's just repurposing a website for what it's typically been being used for. Matter of fact, every website is repurposed because everybody's using the websites for the most part, to promote their own products or services or their business or ministry, whatever they want to do. But in our case, we have got a team of people that are on purpose promoting their testimony. So that's our hook, if you will. That's our staying power that keeps us in the game. People keep the websites because they want to continually promote their testimonies, because they understand the responsibility of going into all the world and making disciples, and certainly understand the importance of sharing their love for Jesus in the form of their testimony. That's the Bible talks about, we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So those that share their faith are excited about being able to do that, because now they just do it one time on video. They put it on a website. That website continues to go out to people, and they talk to their friends and relatives and people that they're meeting online, and getting people to get together with them and say, listen, you love Jesus? Yeah, I do. Do you have a story to share about your love for Jesus? I think I do. And you help bring it out. Help bring that story out. Next thing you know, you have people that are joining in the project. And so people join the project, not even totally understanding that we do what's called a 7-day training project, 7-day training, and get people involved in the actual campaign. And they're kind of walking along real slowly, but they finally get it. And they tell you, the ones that get it, oh, it's a dynamite deal, because they now feel as though that, wow, the gospel has become real to me because I've shared my own personal story. My personal story started to make a difference. And because it's making a difference in people's lives, that's my alarm clock going off, guys. You get that? Okay. All right. But it just told me I got to do something else at 11:52. Okay. So, and I don't hold you very much longer. I just want to get here and talk about mentoring for free versus mentoring for a fee. So we do mentoring for a fee. I do it for free for the most part, but I also do it for a fee. I have people that, again, that identify that are Christians that love Jesus. They have a testimony. I help them craft their testimony and share it online. And those that want to share it online on the platform that I use, they pay, I get paid. And I mentor them consistently, continually in that process of getting their testimony up. But then we find out also what they want to do in their life. And so beyond the mentoring that we initially start doing, we do continual mentoring, which helps them in their personal goals and their personal ambitions. That is exciting, because again, I'm still not free anymore, because of the fact that I'm getting compensated every time they keep their website on the internet. And as they're continually getting people to be involved with them as well, sharing their faith, you can see the cycle continues to move on and on and on. Well, that happens over and over again, because I'm helping them to build a team of their own. And that team that they're building becomes my team as well. And so, of course, I'm benefiting because I'm mentoring them to become successful in what they're desiring to do, but also in getting the gospel out to the world. And so that's what we're doing, guys. And it's just a different way of going about doing things. I just firmly believe that any believer that really wants to share their faith can do what we're talking about doing without even getting paid. I mean, you can do this whole thing without being paid, of course. You can go out and right now say, I love Jesus, and go out and tell somebody your story today. And you can find somebody that's another believer, and you can help them do the very same thing. That's great. But if you want to join us and actually be compensated for it, if you feel comfortable with that, you can do the very same thing that we're doing as far as getting compensated is concerned. And then, of course, if you want to do that online, you can do that online. Here's how it happened with me. I started at my church. I wanted to ask people in my congregation, I said, listen, how many of you love Jesus? And everybody said they love Jesus, of course, right? And then I said, how many of you have a story to share? And everybody says, I have a story to share about their love for Jesus. That's great. And then beyond that, we went to the next question was, how many of you are discipling somebody? And that's where the breakdown came in, because most people are not discipling people. It's not happening. And so, and that would be a free situation, by the way. It'd be something that we'd be in the area. I use the word mentoring and discipleship kind of intertwined, a little bit different. But the idea is pretty much the same. What we want to do is get people to identify that I've got to be discipling somebody. I've got to help somebody, because Christians are discipling Christians, what we're doing. And we're helping to become better Christians, if you will, but helping them grow in the faith, helping them understand what God wants them to do in their life. And so we do that for free in our churches. Of course, we mentor for free in our churches, but we came up with a concept that was kind of unique, because we provide people the ability to do it online. And so because they're doing it online now, the platforms that they have to use or consider using are not free. The platforms that we use are not free. So people are paying for those platforms. And the particular company that we use, they pay people to bring people to use their platform. And so it's a referral fee, and they pay a referral fee to anybody that brings somebody to use their platform for whatever purposes that they choose to use it for. Now, we've chosen the purpose that we want to have, and our purpose happens to be sharing our faith through our testimonies, through our stories. And so it's been kind of an exciting thing to watch it happen, because people don't always understand when they first get involved with us, but they say, you mean to tell me that this company is going to pay me to get somebody else who loves Jesus and has a story to share, and they choose to share it on this platform? They're going to pay me money to do that every month, as long as they keep their website up. Yes, they will. Exactly. I don't have anything to do with that part of it. I mean, that happens at the company. And so the company pays out this money to people every month, and all we're doing is mentoring people in the process. And so we've just come up with this concept to make it sticky, to make it something that's rewarding, something that builds camaraderie, something that just really helps the hearts of people that are involved with us in a big way. People get excited about the fact that they're able to now share their faith and do it one time on a video, and they kind of feel like, well, gee, I did a pretty decent video there. I like that video. That was good. And people can see my video, and my family can see my video, and I don't have to actually tell my story all the time myself. I've done it one time, and I send it out in an email to my friends and send it out to anybody I want to. And then, of course, people start to join them. People start to join them in the campaign, and they get excited about being able to say, well, I can share my faith too, and be compensated too, and be paid too. Yeah, you can. You can share your faith too and be compensated, because you have other people that you're going to be getting involved doing the same thing. Simple, simple, simple. You know, it's just going all the world making disciples. That's what the Bible says to do, right? And we're making disciples through the believers that we're working with. I know a lot of believers all around the world, and this is a worldwide venture, by the way. So part of our aim is really contacting folks around the world that happen to love Jesus. They may be in a different language group that they're involved in. And we have, again, websites that can be in different languages. And so you're talking about a top level domain company, by the way, that is offering this project. And it's a 16-year-old company. Most people don't even have a clue who they are, but they've been around for 16 years, been Inc. 500 and the whole deal, and Entrepreneur of the Year kind of company. One of those kind of situations where they've had all the accolades given to them as they got going. And now they're kind of rolling in dough. Okay, they're rolling in dough these days. And so a guy like me comes along, decides to repurpose a website for the purposes of the kingdom, a message of the kingdom. He goes out there, and it really benefits the company in a big way, because they get more websites sold through our organization than anybody. That's what our anticipation is. They'll have more websites sold through our campaign than anybody. And I would just encourage people that if you're a believer today, listen, even if you chose to do something different than work in our campaign, and you have a heart to share your love for Jesus, do it somewhere. I mean, I don't care if you don't. Well, I do care, but it'd be nice to have you do it with us. But do it somewhere. I mean, if you don't do it with us, that's fine. But do it somewhere. Share your faith with somebody today. I mean, if it's in person or a website or even on Twitter or Facebook, do it somewhere. But if you've been in a place where you feel like you can do this, and you want to launch a ministry, you want to launch a business, you want to launch something that's going to be special to you in reference to your family, you want to build a college fund for your children, this might be a way to do it, because again, the structure is set up where not only are you going to get compensated for people you individually bring in, but for the people that they bring in as well. They bring people in, they mentor those folks, and let's say, for instance, you brought in 5 folks, and those 5 people got excited about it, and they decided to go out and find 5 people apiece. That would be 25 people in addition, and you'd be getting compensated on those 25 people. If it was only $1, it'd be $25, okay? In a lot of cases, by the way, it's not more than $1. But it depends on what situation you get involved in. If those 25 decide to go out and do something, 125. and that'd be 125 times. Even if it's $1, it'd be a lot of money, right? And same thing with 125 decide to go do the same thing, it'd be 625. You know, that's $625. And you accumulate that money up to the top there, it's $825 that you get on a monthly basis. And so we're talking about those kind of things happening. And I know it sounds kind of strange, but guys, that's the reality. A company provides they provide us the vehicle we need to get the gospel out, and on a platform that's around the world, because the Bible says going to all the world, and so we're going out to all the world, and most of us are not going to travel throughout the world. But some of us do know. I know people in all over the world and various parts of the world through the internet. And because I've been able to contact some of them and say, hey, listen, I've got this project going right now, and it's for Christians, it's for believers, and we have a chance to share our faith around the world. And we're looking to build a million testimonies, a million stories being shared around the world, because all of us are different. And they go like, really? I said, you can start your whole country can start just with you. Really? Okay. Your whole city can start with you, or whatever. Your whole church can start with you. And so it's kind of a unique thing, but different and innovative. I should have told you that I didn't tell you this. I'm an innovative kind of guy, because I wrote a book called Innovative Leadership. And this book has really prompted me to really go with this thing in a big way. And so the innovative leadership is what I'm doing now. And the innovative ministry is another book I've got coming out. That'll bless you as well. But you're actually seeing some of the innovative ideas in action here. So these innovative ideas that are in action have a chance to really bless your soul, really bless you in a big way. Again, we're simply just putting the gospel out through people's testimonies and having them help other people do the same thing, which is mentoring. And that process happens over and over again. And it happens in a network marketing platform, which is not something believers talk about too much. We don't talk about mixed business and ministry together like this. But again, the websites, we're going to use them anyway, as we get paid to help other people use them too. Matter of fact, you can't help but get paid when you introduce somebody to the website, because you got to just do that. If you did nothing else but say, use this website, it's going to cost you X amount of dollars per month, you get paid. And then when they do the same thing, you get paid again. And when those folks that they got involved do the same thing, you're going to get paid again. When those folks do the same thing that they got involved, you get paid again. That'll happen for 5 generations deep. And again, if you 625, got the third, that times 5, doing the same thing is at 3125. That's 3,125. Let's say if it's $1 again, it's a 3,100 bucks. The same thing happened for all 5 levels, and you accumulate all the money that I just talked about earlier, you'd be at $3,900 a month. Now that's just at $1. I mean, that's just at $1. So I just want you to let that sink in for a minute, because it doesn't have to stop there. It can be a whole lot more, and more than $1, by the way, more than $1. I mean, it could be $1, it could be more than $1, but it's up to a person as to how they would want to work this. You know, I think we need to be wise. And the Bible talks about the children of this world are wiser than the children of light. And sometimes they are, because people have a tendency to understand what a good business opportunity is, but also what a ministry opportunity is, and how those that do the gospel, live the gospel, should be paid by the gospel. And so we're preaching the gospel, teaching the gospel. And I get compensated as a pastor of a church, and I get compensated doing this project as well. And anything that I'm doing, I can teach other people, they can get the same compensation. So that's the benefit to me, and that's also the way I feel at peace about doing this and being involved. And so it's a neat concept that is different. We're not going to be out bragging about how much money we're making. That's not the aim for us. We'll talk about anything. We'll talk about the number of people that have testimonies out there, and we'll be popping some of those testimonies up as we get moving a little bit further down the road. But it's a fun project, guys, something that's exciting, especially if you're a believer. If you're a believer, you'll understand. Hey, Danny, good to have you with us. Is that Daryl, Danny? I'm trying to, my glasses are like, you can't see too well here. It's a Daryl. Okay, good deal. Get that with us, Daryl. And may have to catch the replay, because I'm getting ready to blab out of here in a minute. I've been talking about mentoring for free and mentoring for a fee, and have landed on a couple things, but you'll hopefully get the replay and be able to take a listen to that. But guys, for right now, I just want to stop in for a minute or two. I've got to get going. I do appreciate you, and thank God for you stopping by to find out about mentoring for free or mentoring for a fee. Both work very well, but we have found a way to do it for a fee for the folks that are not your major coaches in life. They're people that are, just getting by. If you go to my website there, you go to my profile, you'll be able to see it, by the way. Paid to mentor, and we help people get paid to mentor. Is what we do. It's a real simple concept, nothing complicated about it at all. So bless you. We'll see you around. Have a great day. I've got to run. I didn't anticipate you guys showing up right now, but I got to run. Sorry, guys. We'll see you. Bye-bye.